parents are told to not be, in a sense, domineering over the children as to embitter them or discourage them. But the point of discipline is to train up their children as a blessing to them. Also, in wives to the husbands relationship, that the husbands are not domineering over their wives, but they love and are not harsh with them. The special thing about this relationship is actually the physical representation of Christ and his church. So husbands are told to love the wife as Christ loved and gave himself up to die for the church. That is the representation of Christ and his church, that he is still the head, but his role as the head, as the lead, also is to love and give himself up for her. Another thing, it talks about authority within this relationship that I figured I'd mention as well. Specific to a husband and wife, the husband is the head and is to lead the wife, and she is to honor and submit him, and he is to respect her. But special to this relationship, the husband has authority over his wife's body, but the woman has authority over the husband's body. In this sense, they belong to one another. Though the husband is the head, he is not Lord over his body, but the wife is. Also, in the lead-follow relationship of the body to the church, and we can turn to Titus 1, 6 through 9. Looking not at the body now, who is directed to follow and submit to the leaders, but to the leaders of the church. Titus 1, 6 through 9. An elder must be blameless, faithful to his wife, a man whose children believe and are not open to the charge of being wild and disobedient. Since an overseer manages God's household, he must be blameless, not overbearing, not quick-tempered, not given to drunkenness, not violent, not pursuing dishonest gain. Rather, he must be hospitable, one who loves what is good, who is self-controlled, upright, holy, and disciplined. He must hold firmly to the trustworthy message as it has been taught, so that he can encourage others by sound doctrine and refute those who oppose it. So, as the body, we are told to submit under the leaders in the church, the teacher, the deacons, the elders, but to the elders in the church, to the leaders in the church, as I mentioned in Sunday school, if you weren't here, they are held to a higher standard. It says that not many should become teachers because they will be judged more strictly. You, not only to become a leader in the church, must have these characteristics, you must uphold them. And in Acts it says to the leaders in the church to beware and to take care how you lead, because the body belongs to God and it's been paid for by his blood. And you have been appointed over the body being now the property of God. It mentions a lot about leading and following slaves to masters. I didn't put it as part of this, but they are also the property of their masters. We are now belonging to God because he paid for us with his blood. And as a Christian, you're not forced into this relationship belonging to him. You chose this. It is a free gift. Also, it says in 1 Peter about elders in the church that they should serve willingly, not grudgingly, not lording over those that are under them, but leading by example. And also, then I am inclined to say, why would I want to be a leader? They are judged with greater strictness. They must be held to a higher standard because they are taking care of God's body. So why become a leader? But it says in 1 Timothy, he who aspires to be an overseer aspires a good thing. If you would look at the parable of the talents, if you have been given a talent, you are required to use that. So, here I am preaching. So, as a lead, I must, in my life and in my countenance, be held to a higher standard, and I, with my teaching, will be judged with greater strictness. So be careful how I speak and how I lead. And what I say, and that it is grounded in truth, that it is grounded in Scripture. Now, because I'm talking about, my main focus is to be about leading and not follow, how can we be better leaders? And to that, if you're looking for an application to this, is simply follow Christ's example. Yes. He, as the ultimate head, showed us what leadership is to be. So whenever leadership you are, look to Christ. As he washed the disciples' feet, as he died for the church. That is not taking off of your role as a lead. It is actually adding more responsibility to it. Yes. That it is not for you that you lead. It is for those who you are leading. Now, if you are in a position of authority over those or not, if we look at the most basic definition of lead to go first, we are all called to be leaders. In 1 Timothy 4:12, if you will turn there with me. First Timothy 4:12. Don't let anyone look down on you because you are young, but set an example for the believers in speech, in conduct, in love, in faith, and in purity. That I chose leadership to preach about because I didn't like it. I was looking for a loophole where I wasn't called to be a leader, which, as we looked at, as I have a gift, and so I then must do this. And since I must do this, I must be careful with what I'm doing. That even if you're not in a position of authority right now, you are still to be a leader. You are to be a lead example, pointing others to Christ in what you do, in your conduct, in what you say, in the love you show one another, in your faith to God, and the purity of your life. You are to be leaders in this. That you are the first. You go first in showing how it's supposed to be done, because God has shown you through His Word and through the example of those He has given you as examples in your life. For you to be the lead in showing, giving an example of how you should live. So in my not liking this word lead and leadership, I find the opposite of kind of what I was hoping, but I knew I would. That I am called to be a leader in more than one way. And you are called to be a leader in more than one way. That in whatever position of authority you have been put in that position by God. And the only reason you have authority is because who holds all authority, Jesus Christ, has allowed you in that position. And even if you do not have authority over others, you are still to be the lead in showing the way to Christ. And that's pretty much that. Let us not shirk away from the responsibility that is on us, and to following the leads God has put around us, because as followers, the leads have been put there for our good, and as leads, we have a calling to do well, to benefit those that we are over, as a way of showing our devotion and love to Christ, all being under his ultimate authority and leading for us in our lives, in every area in our lives. How do you become a better example? How do we become better examples? Is by devoting our life entirely to God, into following the inclination of the Holy Spirit, following what he has revealed to us in his word and others speaking to us. And this is what we are called to do as believers, to be leaders, to be that lead example.